Hi guys, happy Friday. I hope you're having a great day today. My name is Grace. To all my current subscribers and to those who are just on here for the first time, you're welcome. If you want to get to know more about me, you're welcome to visit my About page on this channel. I hope you're having a great day. I'm just excited for all the good things that God still has for us before this year ends. I know a lot of you are saying, oh my God, it's only 2 weeks left. When, God? But don't give up. Continue to press in prayer. God is faithful. Hold on to him for what it is he's promised you. Be relentless like the woman with the issue of blood. So speaking of that, I'm actually on here today because I wanted to discuss fasting and praying and the powerful and quick results it yields by giving a major testimony of breakthrough of what God did for me when I was desperate, when I needed him to move like ASAP. Yes, that's a good spiritual weapon to have in your arsenal. I know a lot of you guys may be familiar with fasting, but for those of you that don't know, fasting is you taking a time out, spiritual time out, to abstain from food, to get closer in communion with God. That's a very effective weapon. You know, you just decreeing the word, spending time in his presence, and that sacrifice, God sees and he moves quickly on your behalf as far as according to his will. So in this situation, in the story that I want to share of the testimony of what God did for me, I was moving to California. I had never been there before. I didn't have any friends. None of my family members were over there. I fasted and prayed, and I just felt like Abraham, God saying, get up and go to the place I was showing you. And the place happened to be California. Like I said, I didn't know anyone over there. I had like a really good job in Maryland. I quit. I gave my 2 weeks notice. And literally, before I had done all of that in April, so this was September. In April, I had done a month fast, I would say, till 6, fasting from the morning till 6. And I just felt like God was moving me to definitely take the, dive into the deep and take the move and head to California. And so, like I said, in August, I gave my 2 weeks notice. After my birthday on the 10th of September, 5 days later, I booked my ticket and I was in California. Now, I didn't know anyone. I didn't have a job lined up. I didn't have a place to live. And so not even knowing the city like that, I booked a hotel at the LAX, the Hyatt Regency. So I'm there, I'm excited. I made it, to California. And I'm just like excited, but yet nervous because I didn't know anyone. I didn't have anything lined up. I just knew that this was where God wanted me to be. And so I come downstairs after like going up to my room and putting my stuff away. I got some fruit, like the fruit platter from the grocery store, like feeling myself like, yay, I'm in California. So I go downstairs and I'm talking to the valet guy and I'm just asking him about California. Does he love it here? And just all of that. So while I'm talking to the guy, I see these two like college girls come into the building. And so I thought they had a room in the hotel, but they were coming to meet some like rich guys in the hotel. So I'm still talking to the valet and then he has to go like move a car. So like while I'm standing waiting for him, one of these like rich guys come up to me and he's like talking to me, trying to see like if I'd be interested in hanging with him or whatever. And so, the enemy's like messing with my mind. Like I saw these two girls, they're like my age, really cute. And like, here they are going with the men, doing whatever they do to get some money. And it's like, here this guy comes trying to talk to me. And it's like the enemy tried to put in my mind, oh, you're silly. You shouldn't have left your job. God didn't speak to you. This isn't an Abraham move. Now you've left. Are you going to be like those girls where you're going to have to like mess with men for money? So once that thought creeped in, the way to battle fear is to move with your faith. So once that thought creeped in, I went upstairs. I told the valet, I'll see you later. I didn't even hesitate. My delicious fruit platter and all the food that I got that I put in the fridge, I dumped it in the trash. So I arrived to California on a Thursday. So, and I had booked the hotel for like 6 days. So I said, God, I'm turning my plate down. I threw the food away and I was like, I'm doing a 3-day fast. I did a 3-day dry, which means no food, no water. And I was like, God, I need a place to stay. I need you to open a job door. Like, I need something immediately. I didn't quit a good job back home in Maryland to be out here selling myself for cash. So I got in intensely and I was in his word and I was decreeing. So I prayed the first night. So while I'm in my luggage trying to look for clothes to wear, I saw the pamphlet of a church that I had seen on TBN that I had sewn into for Passover during the Passover resurrection season, and they sent me a pamphlet. So I looked at the back of the pamphlet and I saw the address of the church. So, and the phone number. So I called the address and I was like, oh my God, like telling them my situation. I just moved here. You know, I'm staying in a hotel. I'm believing for a place to stay. So then the lady told me, she was like, yeah, what are you doing on Sunday? This was a Thursday. She told, well, this is a Friday. I arrived on Thursday and had done 1 day of fasting. So she said, what are you doing on Sunday? And I was like, nothing. I just moved here. And I was like, so she was like, why don't you come to my church? And I was like, is it close to LAX? She was like, yeah, sure. Do you have a GPS? I said, yes, because, you know, I'm new here. So I told her yes, and I'm driving. So she said, yeah, definitely come to church. So I was like, God, as I was praying, I was like, okay, God, I'm going to church on Sunday. You raised Jesus from the dead in 3 days. This is something easy. Housing is something easy for you. I will not be out here and have to like compromise in order to make it in California. And so I got ready. It was Sunday, 3 days into me being in California. I went to church. You know, I took some money with me. I was like, okay, if I have to like give or sow a seed, I was ready and I was prepared. And so when I got there, I met the first lady, if you will, of the church. She's talking to me. She's telling me how she also moved from New York not too long ago and telling me her story. So I'm telling her how I really need housing. So the man of God like gets up, he preaches, he gives the word. I suddenly just moved and like it was time to like sow, you know. For those of you that don't know, it comes to a point in the church service where, you know, you give an offering. When a word is given, how to receive it, you know, and get it into your life is sowing back into it. And so I sowed a seed in the man of God's hand and I was like, God, you raised Jesus from the dead in 3 days. With you, all things are possible. So I thank you that I'll be able to get a place in 3 days. So I sowed the seed. I just believe this is day 3 of my fast. So after the service, the first lady comes up again and is like, you know what? Actually, I have a next door neighbor that is renting a place. I can give you her number and you guys talk. I told her you just came. I told her your story. And so if you will, just call her, you know, after the service is done and see, you know what I mean? If you guys are going to be a good fit or if she'll be willing to rent to you. So I called the lady, we clicked. She told me to come meet her Wednesday. Now I came to California Thursday. I booked a hotel for 6 days. So the last day would have been that Wednesday. So I went to meet with her. She liked me. She gave me the spot. Like she rented out the spot to me at a really low discounted rate. And then I was able to like check out of the hotel literally the Wednesday. Like, so I didn't want to spend money for more than 6 days. I told God I needed a place in 3. And literally God brought the answer. And I know it was because I prayed and fasted. So to all of you that have never tried it or never experienced it, the word says certain things don't come out but by prayer and fasting. So I would advise you to give, if you're experiencing something in your life that it feels like you've prayed, you've tried everything, and it doesn't feel like you've yielded an answer. Maybe it might be time to turn your plate down and give it 3 days. Maybe not dry food and no food, no water, but maybe from morning when you wake up to 6, or skipping a meal or skipping 2 meals or doing a day's fast. And even before this year ends, some of you, there's some breakthroughs you're believing for. And God is saying you may need to turn down your plate. You may need to take that sacrificial step to see him move and do the unusual in your life. And so to whoever's watching this, I just want to encourage you that God is for you. He hears you. He's moving on your behalf. Help is on the way. And to expect your last minute miracles, just like you'd be watching a football game and usually there's a turnaround in the fourth quarter where it looked impossible or it looked like a team was losing and they come back. It's a miraculous comeback. God is saying don't give up. Your miraculous comeback is coming. So I hope you guys are encouraged, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.